Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are preparing for TCS NQT exam, then you are in the right place. Today I will be discussing two coding questions that were actually asked in TCS NQT exam on April 2024. I will explain each question, break down the solution step by step and also give you some key takeaways. So make sure to watch the video till end and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more coding content. Also, if you haven't already, check out my previous videos on TCS NQT preparation strategy and TCS NQT best free resources to prepare from. Check it out. They will help you to ace the exam with ease. So, let's dive in.
Let's read out the first question, that is price calculation of items. So what is the problem statement? You are given a details of n items purchased. Each item has a name, quantity and price per unit. You need to compute total price spent, identify the item with the highest cost contribution, and third is calculate the average price spent per item. For a single banana, what is the price? For single apple, what is the price? So we need to compute the total price spent for each item. Then we need to identify which item has the highest price, and at the end we need to find the average price spent per item. So what is the input format? First, the input is an integer n, means total number of items we need to take as an input. For example, if we give 2, then we need to give apple, banana, for example. So next n line contains item name, quantity, price per unit. For example, we have given n as 3. Then we give item name as apple, quantity for example 2, and price per unit for example we keep it as 50, means one apple cost is 50, so we are taking quantity as 2, so total price spent will be one apple cost equal to 50. So 2 apple into 50, which will be 100. So this is the total cost. So this is the total price spent. Let's see the output format. So in output we have to give the most expensive item. We have output format, so we need to give the most expensive item, the total price spent and the average price spent of all three items. Now let's see the solution of this. Let's break down the solution into two methods. One method is a basic approach. We take an input for n number of items. Then we initialize the variables to keep track of maximum cost item, total price, that is the total cost spent, and average price per item. We iterate to the items, calculate the total price, and update the maximum cost item. Finally, we print the results. So according to our first approach, we took n, that is number of items that we need to take input as. Then we declare some variables, that is maximum cost, which will give us the maximum cost of a particular item. Then we'll take max cost item, which will give string. So maximum cost item is basically the item, for example apple, which gives the maximum cost. Then we'll calculate total price, and then there is an average in order to calculate the average of an item. Let's understand our first approach. So we'll first take the input n, which is how many items we have to take. So suppose for example we are giving 3 items. Next, there is a maximum cost. In order to calculate the maximum price of a particular item, then there is a maximum cost item. This is basically the item, for example apple, which has the maximum cost of all others. Next is the total price that we calculate for all our items, and then there is an average. So we'll first take n as an input, then we'll iterate from I equal to 0 to I less than n. That is from 0 to 2 in order to take the three items. So first is the item, that is the item name. So we'll take it as an apple. This is an item. Then there is a quantity. Suppose we take it as 2, and then there is a price of a single apple. Next, this is for I equal to 0. Now for I equal to 1, we give item as banana, quantity as 3, and price per item is 30. That is single banana cost rupees 30. Next, for I equal this was for I equal to 1. Now I equal to 2. So for I equal to 2, we give item name as orange, quantity as 1, and price of single orange is 80. So this was our input. Now we need to calculate the total price of an item. So how we'll do that? We'll calculate total price by multiplying quantity into price. For example, here, what is the quantity of an apple? 2 single apple price. So this is not the 2 apple price, this is the single apple price. So 2 is the quantity. Single apple cost 50. So how we'll calculate total price? 2 apple will cost us how much? 100. So total price for an apple which has a quantity 2 is 100. So we'll store that total price 100 in this variable, and then we'll see. And then we'll see if total price, that is 100, it is greater than maximum cost. So maximum cost until now is 0. So total price, that is 100, is greater than maximum cost. So we'll store maximum. So inside maximum cost item, we'll store that item name. So for as of now, apple will be stored in this maximum cost item. Now we need to calculate an average. So what is the total price till now? 100, right? Now 100 divided by I plus 1. Why we have done I plus 1 here? Because we are iterating from 0 to n. If we do total price divided by I, then if 100 divided by 0, there will be nothing. 100 divided by 0 is undefined, right? It will not give any output. But we are giving one, that is apple. Then how it will go? Another example is we are iterating from 0 to n. If we give y, then uh, end will be 2, 0 to 2, so end will be 2. So there will be total price divided by 2, but we have given 3 items, apple, banana and orange. Then how it will be 3 here? So since we are going from 0 to n, that is 0, 1, 2, if we only write I, then total price divided by 2 will be there, but we are providing the 3 items, so we have to do plus 1. So now if we give 3 items, our loop is iterating from 0 to 2, so 2 I will be 2 plus 1 3. So now total items will be considered as 3, and then we'll divide total price divided by the total number of items, and we'll get our average. And in last, we'll print our output. So how it's getting printed? So if you don't know what is this percentage s, it is basically the placeholder. If we write the printf, we can directly give the placeholders. Like first we are giving the item name as an output. See, we are giving here, see on right side, we are giving orange as an output. So here, orange is a string, orange is a string. So here we have given a placeholder as percentage n. Then slash n takes us to next line, total price. Next in the output must be total price. So hence it is a floating value. Hence we are writing percentage point 2f, which will round off to two decimal numbers. And in next line we print average price, which is also a floating point number. Hence will round off to point 2f, and then we'll replace that percentage s with maximum cost item, that is maximum cost item name, which is orange, you can see here. Then total price of all our items, and then we'll print the average of all three items. So first item name, let's say apple. Then quantity, so let me give it as 2 as per our example, and price, so it is 50 per apple. Next, let's take as per our example banana, quantity as 3, price 30. Orange, quantity 1, price 80. As you can see, we have got our output. So the highest cost, maximum cost item is orange. The total price of all three items is 270 and the average price of all three items is 90. So this was the first approach to solve this question. Now let's see the next approach. Now let's look at the method 2 using hash map for efficiency. Instead of calculating everything in a single loop, we can use a hash map to store item-wise total cost. So how this approach is working? So first we'll take n, that is total number of items we need to input. Then we'll create one map, naming it as store, which will take string and double. So string is for item name and double is for cost. What will be the total cost? Okay, so maximum will initialize maximum cost initially at 0 and maximum cost item name as an empty string. Next, we'll run a loop for each item to take. Next, we'll run input for each item. We need to take an input. First, we'll take item name, which is apple. Then we'll take its quantity, then price. Now I equal to 1, banana, quantity 3, price 30. Next, I equal to 2, I equal to 0 was apple, I equal to 1 was banana. Now I equal to 2, item name orange, quantity 1, price 80. Now, in order to calculate the cost, we'll do quantity into price as in previous approach. So what is the quantity of apple? 2. Price of apple? 50. So quantity 2 into 50, that is 100. What is the quantity of banana? 3. Price of single banana? 30. So 3 into 30, that is 90. As you can see here, all the total cost. How this is total cost is calculated. Next is orange, quantity is 1, single cost is 80. So 1 into 80, 80. Now, we'll store this into our map, which stores item as a key and cost as a value. So how it's stored, let's see. First, we have already initialized maximum cost as 0. So if maximum cost is less than store dot get item. Now what does get method do is, we know that item, that is our item name. For example, apple is a key. You can see a string. So apple is a string, that is key, and double is the cost, that is value. So get, and inside which we have written key, means this key will return the value. We are getting the value for this key. So store dot get item. For example, here is item is apple. So in map, apple has a value, that is apple's cost is 100. So in map, apple cost is 100, so here it will come as 100 and maximum cost is 0, which is less than 100, which is true. Hence we'll store that item into maximum cost item string and that cost into maximum cost. So store dot get apple, so which value is 100, we convert it into an integer value because here we have taken here cost is double, so we store it into an integer value. So here maximum cost item till now will be apple and maximum cost will be 100. You can see here how our hash map name store is storing. So item name as key. You can see here we are giving string, which is item name. So item name as key and total cost as its value. So this is how hash map, in hash map we are storing the key value pairs where key is the item name and value is the total cost. Alright. So it will go on processing, it will fetch the cost, it will see if the current maximum cost is less than the item cost that we are fetching. If yes, maximum cost is less, then that item name will be stored in max cost item and the maximum cost will be stored in this max cost variable. And at the end, for calculating the total value, we do store dot values. That is, this is our map dot values, means what are values here? 100, 90, 80. We'll put them into string so that we can easily apply operations. So we'll get the values, we'll convert it into string, we'll map it to double because total is in double format. We are giving it in total pricing double here. You can see here we are giving output as double total price. So we'll map to double. So double value dot sum. Dot sum will calculate all these values because we are taking values. Total sum method will calculate all these value, that is 100 plus 90, 190 plus 80, that is 270. So we'll get total price as 270 and then average is total divided by n. So total here is 270. Total price here we got is 270 and what we are giving it as n, that is 3. So 270 divided by 3, the average will be 90 and we'll get output as 90. Now let's run our code and see is it working proper or not. So let me run it. We'll give n as 3, item name as apple, quantity as 2, item I, price per item as 50. Next, let me give banana, quantity 3, price 30, orange, quantity 1, price 80. and boom, we got our output. Item which has the maximum cost is apple. Total price is 270. That is calculation of total of all the cost. The price is 270 and an average price 90. So this is first one was a simple iteration based approach, which was the simple. Next one is the optimized one in which we are using hashmap. Now let's move forward to our second question, which is very easy. Example, if you are given the start as 2 and end as 4, then you need to find 2 cube. Here it is written 2 cube plus 3 cube plus 4 cube. That is 8 plus 27 plus 64 and your final output will be 99. Let's take another example. For let's take another example. If you have given start value as 1 and end value as 3, then we need to find as 1 cube plus 2 cube. That is, we need to go from start to end and find all cubes and then finally sum up them. So then 3 cube. So what is 1 cube? 1 plus 2 cube 8 plus 3 cube 27 plus 8 plus 27. The sum will be 36. So our final output will give 36. So this is how our code is going. So this was the question that we need to find sum of cubes from start to end. Now what will be the approach for this? Let me tell you the approach. Approach will be we'll read the values of start and end, initialize a variable cube sum to store the sum, iterate from start to end, adding each cube to cube sum, and then we'll finally print the result. So here we have created one method naming it as find cube sum. We are reading start and end. So in main method we are taking the start and end. We are giving it to our method find cube sum, which will come here. We'll initialize cube sum as 0 initially. Then we'll iterate from I equal to start to I less than equal to end, I plus plus. And then we'll do cube sum plus. We have one library named math in Java which contains the power method. So math.pow I, that is start. For example, we have given start as 2. So math.pow 2 raised to 3. Then I plus plus. So let me show you by this picture. We have taken start and end as input. We have passed start and end to our method find cube sum, which will come here. We have initialized cube sum as 0. We are iterating from start to end. We'll put the power values in cube sum. In in Java there is a library math which contains the power method, which is the power method. So initially, for example, we give start as 2. Start as 2. So 2 cube, that is 8. So cube sum will store 8. It is basically here cube sum equal to cube sum plus mat.pow I equal to 3, I plus 3. It is basically cube sum equal to cube sum plus mat.pow I comma 3. Pow is nothing but the power. So we have given start as 2. So 2 cube 8. So 8 will be stored in cube sum. Next is I equal to 3. So 3 cube, that is 27, and cube sum already stores the 8 value. So 27 plus 8, that is 35. Cube sum will store value as 35. Now next I equal to 3. 3 cube. So next we are starting from 2, right? So 2, 3 now, and we are giving end as 4. So 2, 3, 4. So now 4 cube, that is 64. So 35 plus cube sum is already storing 35 plus 4 cube 64. So 35 plus 64. Now cube sum will store answer as 99 and then we'll print 99 as an output. Now let's run our code and see if it's working the way we are. Now let's run our code and see does this code runs properly or not. So we are giving start as 2 as per our example, end as 4. We are getting output as 99, which is perfect. So this is how we have solved our second question.
And that's a wrap. Today we have covered two important questions from TCS NQT, breaking them down step by step. These kinds of problems test both logical thinking and coding skills, so make sure you practice them well before exam. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and subscribe for more such content. Also, let me know in the comments if you want me to cover more such questions. Don't forget to check out my previous video on TCS NQT preparation strategy and TCS NQT best free resources to prepare for more useful tips. All the best for your exam. See you in next video.